Coming up on This Week in Torrance, the city receives a special gift from the American Rose Society.
Then Torrance hospitals earn top grades for patient safety.
And the 10th brewery in Torrance opens its doors.
Plus, gold ribbons for 5 Torrance schools will tell you what they're honored for.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Julie Chan.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. It was a special moment in council chambers as the city was presented with a one-of-a-kind gift.
Well, it's a great honor to be here tonight. We come here tonight, myself from New York, and he said Laura Seabar, Executive Director from Shreveport. We flew in today, especially to present you with this rose that has been named City of Torrance.
President of the American Rose Society, Pat Shanley, and Executive Director Laura Seabaugh presented this beautiful orange and pink mini flora called City of Torrance that was specially grown in Brighton, Tennessee. It will grow 3 to 4 feet. The Torrance Rose came about after a member of the American Rose Society helped partner the organization with the Torrance Rose Float Association. The rose also celebrates the American Rose Society's 125th birthday. During council, Bev Finley, president of the Torrance Rose Float Association, gave Mayor Patrick Fury a framed picture of last year's Torrance Rose Float as well. For the first time this year, members from the society will decorate the Torrance Rose Float and also take a ride on Parade Day. The last time a rose was named after a city in relation with the society was in 1974 when Cordes Roses of Germany gave members of the American Rose Society a rose named Shreveport, where the society is nationally headquartered. Now, in the near future, they plan to have the City of Torrance Rose up for sale.
And the highly anticipated 4th of July fireworks show in Torrance will return again with a new fireworks vendor. City Council members unanimously voted to move forward with the city manager's suggestion to award a contract agreement to Pyro Spectaculars Incorporated of Rialto for $35,000. This is for the 2017 4th of July fireworks show that's set to take place once again at the Civic Center. Some council members were hoping they could open up negotiation with another fireworks vendor, but did not move forward with that idea because of time constraints. A review committee made up of members from different city departments decided on Pyro Spectacular's proposal because of its plan to have larger shells for the bulk of the show, as well as mobile apps that can be used by the public to stream the soundtrack from the show to their smartphones or tablets. This would offer the public a unique experience, and this vendor had the highest ranking by the committee, which took into account the length of the show, safety, and presentation. Just last year, the city brought back its old tradition of celebrating 4th of July. In October, the event was reviewed, and it was recommended the show return to the Civic Center. The budget for the show this year is $75,000. With 4th of July around the corner, staff is working on community outreach and more information about the celebration.
The Torrance Certified Farmers Market is moving forward with the new layout of its space. Community Services Director John Jones says the new vendor design at the Certified Torrance Farmers Market on Tuesdays and Saturdays will enhance the ambiance and safety for customers and vendors. The proposal was a collaboration between Farmers Market staff and the Community Development Department to maximize the available space and help the market grow. The new layout will create an area for public information demonstrations, educational events, and other opportunities. Also, it will include more space between each vendor, eliminate vendor vehicles parked behind booths, and increase customer flow. The plan was shared before it was brought to council. During council, people had a chance to share their suggestions and concerns. Many were concerned about the free speech zone moving from the center, while other vendors were looking forward to future changes.
I'm grateful, and I think it's a great idea how they're changing the layout, because you can see that it will be a better flow for the customers in and out of the market and through the market, especially on Saturdays where it's so crowded.
Torrance Farmers Market is the 2nd largest in Los Angeles County and the 5th largest in the nation. The Farmers Market will also have security cameras installed by the end of this month. Last year, permanent bollards were also put in place. Implementation will be carried out in May.
Despite the drought officially being over, city experts say they're looking to implement more conservation programs. Recently, Governor Jerry Brown declared an end to California's historic drought and lifted emergency orders that had residents following strict water use rules. Chuck Scheich, a senior water analyst for the city of Torrance, says the community still needs to conserve for future droughts. Scheich says conservation water measures still need to be followed year-round, including no excess watering your lawn, don't use an open hose to wash your car, fix any leaks, and make sure your sprinkler system is not overflowing. Significant water reduction by locals has been made here in Torrance and across the South Bay. Officials say there has been a 13% reduction of water use since 2013. Governor Jerry Brown declared the drought emergency in 2014.
New banners honoring Torrance's military heroes were being installed on Torrance Boulevard. Crews were busy putting up 15 new banners on light poles on Torrance Boulevard as part of the city's Hometown Heroes Military Service Recognition Program. Every year, applications are accepted for banners that honor men and women in uniform who are currently serving in the armed forces, veterans who have served in the past, or veterans who have passed away. This year, the newest ones will be installed directly on the Armed Forces Day parade route. The banners are proudly displayed through summer and are put up close to the time when preparations for the annual Armed Forces Day celebrations are underway. The program started in 2012. To date, there have been more than 100 banners created. You can find others across the city, including Van Ness Avenue to Hawthorne Boulevard in Old Torrance and Madrona Avenue.
The Torrance Library is partnering up with other South Bay libraries to encourage more reading. The program, called Beach Cities Read, involves promoting the reading of one book that encourages community awareness and participation. This year, the featured book is David Byrne's Bicycle Diaries. It's the first year that Torrance is taking part. A variety of bicycle theme events have been planned at participating libraries. It includes author discussions, crafts, story times, film screenings, and children's activities. Senior Torrance librarian Hillary Thayer says this is a different type of opportunity where the Torrance libraries can connect the common interests of South Bay cities. Here are a few events for April. Torrance Libraries will be hosting on Saturday, April 29th at Walteria Library. You can learn about a new bicycle that works with human and battery power. Then you can stop by the Southeast Library to watch the movie Premium Rush, which starts at 1 p.m. There are more events scheduled in May. For more information, you can go to colapublib.org/beachcitiesread.
A bill spearheaded by a local assemblyman will help aspiring small business entrepreneurs prosper. Assemblyman Al Murtsuchi's bill 1517 passed 9-1 by the Assembly's Banking and Finance Committee. It will allow startups and emerging small businesses to find investors who can provide capital to help them grow and, in return, create jobs. It will also assist small businesses by ensuring they have access to smaller, earlier seed funding as well as larger funds. It will provide greater protection to California investors participating in crowdfunding. AB 1517 offers entrepreneurs and investors a safe means of filling the capital gap that exists for small, early-stage seed capital offerings while helping to jumpstart companies.
AAA released a new study showing that consumers will continue to buy eco-friendly cars in the future. The survey shows that more than 30 million Americans are likely to buy an electric vehicle for their next car. Automobile Club of Southern California experts found that even though gas prices are about 40% lower than 5 years ago, consumers are still on the bandwagon of EV cars and hybrids. Besides being better for the environment, consumers say that these cars have lower long-term costs, and fuel economy is a major reason as well. AAA also released their top green vehicle awards, which went to Tesla, Chevrolet, Lexus, Ford, and Volkswagen. The overall winners were the Tesla Model X 75D, and the midsize green vehicle award went to Lexus GS 450 F Sport. The review is part of AAA's mission to improve mobility and promote automotive safety. You can find the 2017 Green Car Ride Guide at calif.aaa.com.
Still ahead, we'll show you the extravaganza at Wilson Park and a lot more.
Plus, South Bay students put their robotic skills to the test during a simulated surgery at a local hospital. We'll take you there.
Your son wants to get a cat,
I'll really take care of it.
but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals 25.
Good job!
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
What's up, yo? My name is Apple Diaf from the Black Eyed Peas, and you know there's a lot of pain in this world. I lost 2 brothers, so I know. I know when we're in pain, the best thing to do is reach out. Reach out to those who are willing to show compassion, ease our pain, and help us to become whole again. Call the LA County Department of Mental Health at 1-800-854-7771. We can be stronger together.
South Bay students had the chance to take control using a robot during a simulated surgery at a local medical center. Students from the STEM program at Palos Verdes Intermediate School took their engineering and robotic skills outside the classroom. The Torrance Memorial doctors gave the students a chance to learn about the Da Vinci surgical system. It's a robot that offers greater precision and imaging. With this system, patients also experience less pain, blood loss, and quicker recovery. It's a magnified vision system that gives surgeons a 3D HD view inside the patient's body. Wristed instruments bend and rotate far greater than the human hand. The Torrance Memorial, with its 10 years of experience with robotic-assisted surgeries, gave students an opportunity to perform a time-stimulated robotic surgery. It showed students how robots are necessary for certain medical procedures.
You get to control a robot and you get to take rubber bands off of little things, and it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty fun and it's pretty interesting how they do it all.
You have your fingers in these 2 sockets and you're controlling it. It's just like your hand, you're controlling it, and it's moving the robot as you move your hands, and you just pick it up and move. It actually looks a lot easier, or it's actually a lot easier than it looks. And I just did the previous one where you don't have the wrist motion, it's much harder.
Dr. James Campbell spearheaded this educational experience because his children were part of the visiting class and they wanted to learn how robotics work in the medical field. Campbell says the robots help in doing very sophisticated surgeries.
Robotic surgery started here probably around 2007. We were one of the earliest institutions to start the robotic program. Robotics first started mostly with gynecology and with urology, doing prostate surgery. And just recently, it has really boomed into a lot of other procedures, especially when general surgery got involved.
Robotic surgeries are projected to increase in the future. The Da Vinci system has brought minimally invasive surgery to more than 3 million patients.
A 36-year-old Easter celebration brought out crowds to downtown Torrance. Early morning, there was a line in front of the Torrance Bakery for the traditional Easter on El Prado event put on by the Old Torrance Neighborhood Association. It was definitely a Kodak moment as people took photos with Mr. and Mrs. Buns. Fresh, free Torrance Bakery Easter cookies were also passed out.
We started this Easter on El Prado in 1981 with a bunny rabbit and a Mrs. Bunny Rabbit. And we started it as a way for the neighbors to meet each other and establish a fun tradition.
This year, Torrance High School students volunteered to help out with the festivities.
And another Torrance Easter tradition was back at the Torrance Cultural Arts Center. It was a full house with over 100 people out to enjoy an early Easter celebration. The annual event offers the community a delicious pancake breakfast and a special visit with the Easter Bunny. Backed by popular demand, the balloon show was a big hit for the 2nd year in a row. There was also cookie decorating, crafts, a photo opportunity with the bunny, and of course, an egg hunt. This tradition dates back more than 20 years, and many locals who came as kids now bring their children.
This event benefits the community because it brings everyone together. The city is such a big place, and everyone comes together and celebrates the same interests together, and it's super fun.
The $20 per person looked like it was all worth the fun for everyone.
A local church put on one of the largest Easter egg hunts you've ever seen. 75,000 colorful eggs were spread across Wilson Park in Torrance for Connection Point Ministries' 5th annual Eggstravaganza. Last year, they moved their egg hunt to Wilson Park and added 25,000 more eggs. There was much more for families as well, including games, relay races, free face painting, and live bands. Connection Point Ministries puts on this celebration in hopes of bringing families together and to bring great joy to the city, which is part of their mission. Julie, I was there with my wife Noelle and our little boy Zach. Yeah. He had a great time.
I bet
Look at
he
this
did.
picture. He hit the jackpot with these eggs, and now he's
it.
screaming with. He's enjoying it. And we also, after the egg hunt, we went to the live steamers and rode the train.
Oh,
and
fun.
It was a great day at Torrance. At Wilson Park.
It looked like there were 1 million people out there. People everywhere, but baskets were full, lots of eggs.
To say what's political these days, it was huge.
Well, good. Lots of fun out there. The Torrance Historical Society had a pleasant surprise in store for a U.S. Air Force commander returning one of their prized possessions. Reporter Jesse Pierre was there.
U.S. Air Force commander of the 307th Bomb Wing, Colonel Bruce Cox traveled thousands of miles from Louisiana to hand-deliver a historical artifact belonging to Torrance's hometown hero, Louis Zamperini.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, Colonel. Pleasure to meet you. Pretty good.
But it was no ordinary visit. Thanks to the Torrance Historical Society and Museum, Cox received a surprise as he met Luke Zamperini for the very first time. And together, they got a chance to stroll down memory lane, remembering a World War II hero.
Well, this is my father's flight jacket during World War II when he was a bombardier in the Pacific. And, this was, hanging in my closet when I was a kid growing up, so I used to wear it all the time.
The jacket is part of Zamperini's exhibit in Old Torrance. And for the past month, Colonel had the chance to take it on a journey as he attended the 75th anniversary of the 307th Bomb Wing and an Air Force Global Conference, where Zamperini's jacket was a symbol of hope and inspiration for former and current serving members.
That was a result of the kindness of the Torrance Historical Museum Society. We contacted them and asked if they would consider loaning us an artifact that we could go tell the story for the Zamperini story. And they chose the jacket, which turned out to be just a tremendous story piece.
Zamperini, an American hero, attended Torrance High and was a track star who competed in the 1936 Olympic Games. Zamperini enlisted in the United States Army Air Corps in 1941. Today, he is also remembered for his story of resilience as a World War II survivor.
I just today found, or last night when I got in, when I was unpacking your suitcase, I found the clip of the last entry of his journal. I did not know it was in there until today, or last night. So imagine me, I put my head on the pillow, that was the last thing I read last night.
Zamperini died in 2014, but his legacy lives on.
And as an American airman, I can just say that I'm incredibly proud to stand on the shoulders of such a man as Louis Zamperini. Using his story to really motivate and inspire those that are choosing to serve in our Air Force today, gives them the opportunity to learn about his service, sacrifice, and resiliency that defines really the Air Force and the airmen of today. So,
for Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jesse Pierre.
You can visit the Torrance Historical Society and see the jacket at 1345 Post Avenue.
Early registration is still open for the annual Torrance Armed Forces Day 5K run and walk. The event pays tribute to Torrance hometown legend Louis Zamperini on May 20th. Entry fee before May 1st is $35. The run coincides with Torrance's Armed Forces Day celebrations and parade that will take place between May 19th and 21st. The long-standing tradition is in its 58th consecutive year of hosting an Armed Forces Day to honor the sacrifices of our nation's military. The 2017 honored branch is the United States Air Force. Torrance is one of the few cities nationwide sanctioned by the Department of Defense to honor our armed forces through an annual celebration. You can register at villagerunner.com.
A new restaurant is now calling downtown Torrance its home. Local Kitchen, the American Tavern, had its grand opening with City Council members and the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce recently. Restaurant owners Jim Crone and John Kulaki say Local Kitchen is a place that makes people feel like they're at home. With flat screen TVs for diners, the owners say they didn't have to do much to remodel the space. The Scratch Kitchen has 45 items on the menu, everything from appetizers, salads, soups, sandwiches, to steaks, and much more. Their modern bar will have 16 tap handles and 24 bottle selections. Owner Jim Crone says Torrance is the perfect place for their vision.
Old Torrance feels like an old downtown neighborhood, like a million places where I grew up in Michigan. Small little downtown feel, and then the space itself was beautiful, and we didn't have to do a lot to it. It was the type of setting that we planned on having.
They're located at 1321 Sartori Avenue and open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. Saturday, they're open until 11 p.m. and close at 9 p.m. on Sunday.
A new brewery finally has its beer taps flowing. It's now the 10th brewery to open in Torrance, but what stands out about Yorkshire Square Brewery is their specialization in cask-conditioned, hand-pulled ales, which are brewed by head brewer Andy Black and assistant brewer Sam Croft. They're bringing this tradition that has been practiced for generations right here to the South Bay. President Gary Croft has 30 years of business experience and is from Yorkshire, England. They also plan to serve food in the near future. Currently, they have 6 beers on tap. The brewery is located at 1109 Van Ness Avenue.
Local hospitals received top grades as some of California's safest facilities. Leapfrog Group, a nonprofit founded by leading employers and healthcare providers, ranked nearly 300 hospitals in California for its spring 2017 safety grades. Hospitals were given a letter grade based on factors like medical errors, problems with surgery, injuries, and infections. The report shows that 68 received an A grade, 79 hospitals earned a B, and 93 got a C. Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center in Torrance received a grade B, and Torrance Memorial Medical Center also received a B. In total, the grade system gives people a convenient way to make informed decisions. Leapfrog officials say their hospital safety guide helps reduce the nearly 440,000 yearly deaths from hospital errors and injuries. For the full report, go to hospitalsafetygrades.org.
Five Torrance schools received one of the highest honors. Calle Mayor, Magruder, Bertlin Middle School, and North and South High Schools are recipients of the 2017 Gold Ribbon Awards. It recognizes schools who have made tremendous academic achievements through their educational programs, practices, activities, projects, and strategies. It also shows efforts put forward by faculty and staff to make their schools what they are today. The California Gold Ribbon Schools Award was created to honor schools in place of the California Distinguished Schools Program, which is currently on hiatus. The honor went to 275 schools statewide. I don't know if you knew this. I was an honor student. Yes, Your Honor.
Of course you were.
No, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Still ahead. Old joke, but it's still a good one. Still ahead. We've got some great upcoming events you won't want to miss.
And we'll be back in just 60 seconds.
In middle school, you shouldn't have to go through that. Fights going on, people bringing knives. One of my friends got stabbed. Year after year, just seeing too much. And as a kid, you're gonna snap, and that's what happened. I snapped.
A lot of these children, they just have something to say. They're not being listened to. They're acting out as their way of saying, I am in the room. Unique had all the makings of a warrior, a leader. She's one of the students who taught me how deep I could love.
Welcome back. Here are some upcoming events to mark on your calendar. The Wings of Freedom Tour will make a landing in Torrance for a 4-day visit at the Torrance Airport. No reservations are needed for the ground tours. If you would like to fly in any of the historic planes, then you can call the Collins Foundation at 978-562-9182. And the Torrance Unified School District is hosting their 2017 Family Wellness Resources Fair on Saturday, April 29th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It will take place on the front lawn of the Family Welcome Enrollment Center. There will be free faculty activities every 30 minutes, giveaways, informational booths, and food trucks. And before we go, we have a sneak peek at what's happening on the sports desk.
That's right. Byron, what do you have for us?
Hey, Julie and Ben. Coming up on the sports desk, see why some of the top athletes in the U.S. came all the way to Torrance to show off their skills. Plus, Elko's beach volleyball team tries to fend off some tough competition and stay undefeated at home as Grossmont and the LBCC come to town. Tune into the sports desk at 4 and 9:30 right here on CitiCABLE. Julie and Ben, back to you.
Thanks, Byron. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Julie Chan. Thanks so much for joining us.